How's it going, everybody? So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to upgrade your Riptide R1 to basically the Riptide R1 Elite with these the green ABEC wheels. So I just got these in the mail recently. Right now I have these smaller Riptide wheels, the 83mm wheels. These are huge 90mm wheels. So these will actually increase your top speed to 20 miles per hour, but actually decrease your torque a little bit. So depending on what you want, you may or may not want to upgrade to these. But I want the speed, and I feel like I wouldn't mind the decrease in the torque. So I got these so I can upgrade them to basically the Riptide R1 Elite. So Riptide does have like a page that shows you how to do this, but I figured some people would want an actual video showing how to actually do it. I haven't done this myself yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it first for one front and one back wheel, just to see that I know the steps to do it, and then I'll go step by step on how to do it with the other two front and back wheels. The tools you'll need are a skate tool. I have two here, depending on which one works best. This came with the Riptide, and this I bought for my boosted board, which has a ratcheting feature. You're gonna need a flathead screwdriver. And the bearings and spacers are optional because you can just reuse the ones that are already on these wheels. And of course, you're gonna need the green ABEC wheels. Alright, so I got two of the wheels set up. I got the back wheel and the front wheel set up. So now I'm gonna set it up for the last two wheels finally. Alright, so first step, what you do is you take your skate tool, take out the front wheel, just take out this nut here. You have to be careful, there's a nut and there's a washer in there. So make sure you catch the washer when you take this out. Just so you know, when you're taking out the front wheel, make sure you have the nut as well as two washers. You're gonna have a washer that's behind, that's the inner washer, as well as one on the outer washer when you take out the nut. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you have two washers and a nut for the front wheels. Actually, I'm just gonna install the front wheel now. So you're gonna want two bearings and a front wheel spacer again. So again, the outer spacer is actually longer than the front wheel spacer. The front wheel spacer is shorter, so you take the front wheel shorter spacer for this. So you take one of your bearings, push it against the outside here, place your front spacer inside. Sorry. Make sure it's actually upright. Sort of line that up. And then push your inner bearing in there. Alright. Make sure the bearings are flush. Once you push them in, the spacer should lock in place right in the center, and then you can just put them in. Oh wait, hold on, wait a minute. Before that, you gotta take your inner washer, put that in first. Now you put on your wheel. Now you put in your outer washer and then the nut. You can close that up. Alright, last but not least, the last rear wheel. Take that a bit. So you take your skate tool again. There's actually not too much space for the nut, so you gotta be careful. Now there is a washer in there. Take that out now, may as well. And then you have to wiggle out the wheel. You don't want to take the belt with it, so you're gonna want to take out the belt while you're getting the wheel out. Alright, that wasn't supposed to happen. So for some reason this bearing is stuck. Okay, I will be replacing this one, which Riptide has generously included. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. They should not be stuck in there, so if yours does get stuck, I'd be careful. I don't know, I'm just replacing mine just to be safe. This is the pulley bearing. Alright, so now you have the Riptide and the pulley here. All you have to do, if you have bearings, if you don't need to take out the outer bearing, you want to take a flathead screwdriver, sort of lodge it in between the pulley and the wheel, and then just push it out. It should be pretty simple. Don't worry about like damaging the wheel or the pulley or anything. You just gotta wedge it in there, and then it comes out easy like this. So you take your last ABEC wheel here and your new bearing, and if what happened to me happened to you, then you take your pulley bearing as well as your long rear wheel spacer. So first you want to put the outer bearing in. There we go. Place the spacer inside. Now this, I believe, actually goes in here. Alright, so again, you want to take on the teeth side, push it in. So you notice how it's like, there's like a little head there. You put it in through the shorter side. So until you get that snap. Alright, it's fine. And now you push it in. You put the wheel back in. Make sure wiggle it so the spacer gets through. And there you go. Feed the teeth through. There you go, finally. You put the washer back in, outer washer. I don't believe there's an inner washer for the rear wheels. Tighten this back up. Alright, so that's how you install your new ABEC wheels. This is in the highest mode. Nice, 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 nice. Alright, so that's how you install your new ABEC 11 wheels that will bring your Riptide to 20 miles per hour. Hopefully this video helped you with installing these wheels. If you liked the video, my channel has a bunch of other Eastgate contents where I ride my boards in group rides or do reviews of them. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check out my channel and subscribe if you want to. And if you did like the video, make sure to like. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll try my best to answer you guys. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Alright, so moving on with my skate tool. So basically, take off the back wheel. There's also a spacer again, or a washer, not a spacer. And then you sort this. You have to take off the wheel and the pulley and leave the belt there. So, but what you're gonna need to do, you need to get this pulley out if you don't have an extra pulley. So you have to take your flathead screwdriver, sort of nudge it in there. And basically get it out of there with the, there you go. It was coming out. That was pretty easy, okay? And here we have the pulley. Apparently that bearing stays there, and I just need to put one more bearing in the actual ABEC wheel. Alright, so to set up the rear wheel, I'm going to need a bearing. I'm going to push this into the outside of the rear wheel. So this is the back and this is the outside. So I'm going to push this in here. Make sure it's flush in there. Okay, so now that the bearing is inside there, we take a rear spacer, which is, so there's a difference between the rear and the front ones. I don't know if you can tell, the front ones are shorter than the rear ones. So if you're doing the rear ones, you're going to want to take the longer one, place that in there. Now you take your pulley. The pulley already has a bearing inside, so you don't need to put an inner bearing. So now what you do is you basically line up the spacer and then line up the pulley and push this in. So you make sure you just push this in and making sure that the bearing inside the pulley is flush as well. And there you go, you have a rear wheel that is set up. So I'm gonna put this back on. So you're gonna wanna sort of put it in there. The spacer should go in. Yep, the spacer went in. Now you're gonna wanna sort of lift the belts so it's able to go through. There we go, and just push it in there. Make sure the belts are in. There you go. Now you put your washer in first. God, these are dirty. And then your little nut. That should be fine though. I think the belt drive is causing this. I'll have to turn that one. Yeah.